show stream on Monday, I talked a lot about news coming straight from our Guretruck department. I mean, legal department and assistant department. And today we will review the latest transport news published on news portals such as Transinfo or 40 Tons. It is a portal from Poland, but I translated some of the news because I found very important news for the branch. Give me a second. I would like to show you, first of all, I would like to show you our latest newsletter for you. Give me a second, I have to find it. No. Give me a second. Yes, this is it. Okay. Yeah. In order to improve the defense possibilities in the rest in the cabin cases, we would like to remind you that a truck driver is not obliged to answer to the police if he has spent his rest in the cabin or not. The police or the authorities must make the control during the time of the particular arrest to be sure that it has taken place in the vehicle. Everything else is an assumption. So before the enforcement agents interrogate a driver, they must inform him properly about his rights to remain silent. However, most often the enforcement agents just start to question the driver without giving him any previous information of his rights as a suspect. Please keep in mind that in a control situation, the driver doesn't have to answer questions on where and how he spent his resting time. The police or the authorities, usually BOM, Federal Agency for Mobility and Logistics, cannot require hotel invoices from the driver, but only from the company. Once a driver has admitted to have spent the resting time in the cabin, the chances of a successful defense against the accusation reduce considerably. So keep it in mind. The drivers are only obliged to give to the police or to the authorities their driver's card, the sheets for the current day and for the last 28 days, and all handwritten notes for this period describing the activities of the drivers. So please be aware of your rights and inform your drivers about this, because it is crucial for you not to receive, not to have problem in the future. And if you have some troubles on the road, please call us. Our assistant department will help you. Yes, so do not hesitate to call Guretruck. We will always try to do our best to help you, as well as our legal department can also try or check if we are able to, I don't know, defense your fine, for example. So that's it when it comes to our newsletter. And now I would like to show you latest news from the portal trans.info. First of all, European Parliament votes for EU-wide driver disqualification for serious traffic offences. The EU Parliament has approved a measure to ensure that driving disqualifications issued in one EU country are recognized and enforced throughout the entire EU. They have also endorsed an expansion of the list of severe traffic offenses. So take a look at the whole news. Members of the European Parliament have emphasized that serious traffic violations such as speeding and drink driving should result in EU-wide driving disqualifications. Currently, if a driver loses their license due to a traffic offense in an EU country other than the one that issued their license, the penalty is typically confined to the country where the offense occurred, without any impact of driving privileges in other EU nations. And to address this issue, the proposed new rules mandate that decision regarding the suspension, restriction, or withdrawal of a non-resident's driving license must be communicated to the EU country that issued the license, ensuring informed enforcement across all EU member states. Additionally, discussion within the EU include the possibility of adding driving without a valid license to the list of serious traffic offences alongside drink driving and causing death, which would prompt the exchange of information on driving disqualifications. Moreover, exceeding the speed limit by 50 km per hour is considered a serious offense that could lead to disqualification. However, there are plans to establish a lower speed limit for residential areas where driving at 30 km per hour over the speed limit could result in license suspension or revocation. In terms of implementation, the EU Parliament proposes setting a deadline of 10 working days for EU countries to notify each other of disqualification decisions, with an additional 15 working days to determine if the disqualification should apply EU-wide. European Parliament members stress the importance of prompt informing the effect driver of the final decision within 7 working days. So this is big. I think it will have it will have impact on the safety on the road. So I think this is a good news. We will wait and see the results, but I think that this is a good point here. But when it comes to EU Parliament, they also have other ideas that are not widely, respected and positively. I think that I lost one. News that I wanted to show you. I just read this one. I had a quite interesting news about the emissions and so on. Give me a second. No, maybe it wasn't here. Not this one. I'm sorry. Okay, I will show you this on the 40tones.net platform. It is about ideas to say goodbye to diesel and situation in Italy, where Italian carriers threaten a big protests. So The Italian Association of Carriers, called Federazione Autotrasporti Italiani, threatened a great protest action. Its reasons are to be similar to the current protest of farmers, so we are talking about EU ecological standards. The announcement of the protests came last Friday when the plan for a forced departure from diesel engines was once again accepted in Brussels. As early as 2030, the consumption of diesel fuel by new trucks will have to fall by 45%. Then by 2040, this consumption will have to be reduced by 90%, almost completely switching to electric vehicles. As stated by the president of the FAI, if the European Commission confirms such assumptions and implements them, Italian carriers will make a similar paralysis on the roads as the currently created by farmers across the Europe. The FAI is of the opinion that carriers will suffer such a violent fuel revolution based on their opinion irrational assumption. In order to clarify, almost all EU countries voted in favor of the new standards on Friday, including Germany, which initially considered opposition. Only Italy, Poland, Slovakia, and the Czech Republic exercised their right to abstain. We can talk about the ideas of EU Parliament or Commission. We can talk about it, hours, and how it influences the situation among not only farmers but also transport companies. But I think that it's important to show politicians that maybe it's too fast, maybe it's too revolutionary, and they should, create some plan and maybe answer to the questions how we will from where we will take the energy in 5 years for the trucks, electric vehicles, and so on. I think that these ideas are pretty and so modern, but on the other hand, how to do this? I had interesting news, but I lost it. I'm sorry. Maybe on Friday I will try to find it and show you it on Friday. Unfortunately, I somehow lost it. So I will open another one. This one I have already showed you. Yes. That was interesting about Italy and Germany. Cargo Beamer expands with new connection between southern Italy and northern Germany. Cargo Beamer is expanding its network by introducing a new service in Italy, linking northern Italy with southern Italy and northern Germany. So this is one of the solutions. Cargo, but we will see how it will evolve in other countries. From mid-February, Cargo Beamer will connect its terminal in Domodossola in northern Italy with Bari. This new service will be available both as a gateway connection between Kaltenkirchen, northern Germany, Domodossola, northern Italy, and Bari, southern Italy, and there's a single road from Domodossola to Bari. The service covers various types of cargo, including craneable and non-craneable semi-trailers, containers, slab bodies, silo and frigo trailers, and waste transport. Sorry. In addition, Cargo Beamer has increased the frequency of its Kaltenkirchen, the Domodossola road, to 20 rotations per week. Initially, Cargo Beamer will operate 3 rotations per week between Bari and Domodossola, with trains going to Bari on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, and northbound to Domodossola on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. The service is scheduled to start on the 17th of February from Kaltenkirchen and on 19th of February from Domodossola and Bari. In addition, customers will have access to several sea connections from Bari, including services to Patras and Ego Mentisa from Greece, Albania, Turkey, near Istanbul. This new service will create an intermodal long bridge between Greek, Turkish, and Albanian ports and the major northwestern transport hubs of Rotterdam, Antwerp, and the other. In addition to the extension to Bari, Cargo Beamer has increased its schedule on the Kaltenkirchen with 3 additional rotations per week since the 5th of February. So the opinion, the Bari road will make Cargo Beamer's service available to several new Southern Europe carriers, diversify our customer portfolio, and allow non-craneable semi-trailers to travel unaccompanied between the Mediterranean and the Germany Benelux region on a large scale, saving around 2,000 kilograms of CO2 per trip compared to roads. So this is what I talked about. This is one of the ideas how to solve the problem with CO2 emissions, and maybe if the transport companies or farmers and other branches would hear some ideas how to solve the problem, they would react. They would have reacted differently, but now they hear only restrictions and ideas that will influence their businesses, and they don't know how to solve this problem, how to stay on board. I don't know. It's complicated right now, but I hope the situation will be solved soon. Maybe after EU elections, the ideas will change somehow. We will see. Okay, right now I would like to show you a situation in Hungary. Hungarian road sector struggling despite economic recovery. Latest report shows. We have here short news about Hungary. The Hungarian road sector, which is responsible for handling approximately 80% of freight transport, continues to face significant challenges, and despite the technical end of the recession and a notable decrease in inflation, according to the latest report by Digiloc Consulting. The Hungarian Road Freight Price Index for the fourth quarter of 2023, published by Digiloc Consulting, highlights the sector's continuous continued losses due to falling demand and high road tolls. The report highlights the unfavorable macro environment affecting the sector, with domestic consumption and retail trade still on a negative trend, down around 4% year-on-year. In addition, industrial production, a key component that drives transport demand, is down 7.5% year-on-year. Of a particular concern is the fall in trade volumes, reflected in a negative trade balance in December, where export fell more sharply than imports. This has particularly affected international hauliers, who are heavily dependent on EU markets for export and imports, adding to the challenges facing the sector. Despite a decrease in fuel costs compared to previous quarters, other operating expenses such as driver salaries, tolls, and vehicle maintenance increased. In particular, domestic tolls increased significantly by 70.6%, which may lead to an increase in freight costs, unfortunately. Yes, despite some rate increases compared to the previous quarter, these have not been sufficient to offset rising operating costs, partly due to overcapacity in the market. Carriers have struggled to match capacity with reduced freight volumes, resulting in downward pressure on rates. Looking ahead to 2024, while there are signs of economic recovery, challenges remain, including the weakness of the German economy and significant increase in tolls and fuel excise duties. These factors are expected to further escalate costs for hauliers, posing a significant challenge to the sustainability of the sector. So I think that most of the countries struggle with the economy right now, especially German economy, which is weak, will affect other smaller countries. So yeah, this is it for today. I think I will see you on Monday. We will prepare some other news, and also I would like to focus on our services next week. I hope that I will be able to show you any presentation of our services. So I would like to invite you and see you next week. Bye.